What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mattel WWE Elite Collection Hall of Fame Series, and this is Series 2, where we'll be having a look at Yokozuna from the class of 2012. Here we have Yokozuna in the packaging. We have a nice picture of Yoko right here. The figure itself, and the main reason most people are going to be picking up this figure, the two classic tag team titles, and more on that when we go on the packaging. On the side, a picture of Yokozuna, and again, Hall of Fame class of 2012. Other side, we have another picture of Yokozuna. And no real read-up, just says class of 2012 Hall of Fame nominee, or inductee Yokozuna. Other figures in this line include Tino Santana, Hulk Hogan, and Eddie Guerrero, and I'm really looking forward to getting this Eddie Guerrero figure. I might pass on Tino and Hogan, but we'll see. But anyway, what I'm going to do now is take a little break, get this bad boy open up, and we'll go on to the rest of his review, so sit tight, everyone. So here we have Yokozuna posing out of the packaging. Now before we get on to the figure himself, let's go on to his accessories. His only two accessories are, of course, the classic WWE World Heavyweight WWE Tag Team Championships. And that's actually I'm only going to show one off because they're the exact same mold, but here we have the classic WWF Tag Team title. Really excited they finally reissued these titles. They were originally a Matty Collector exclusive with Arn Anderson and, come on, it's at the tip of my tongue. He's a member of the Four Horsemen, and I'll remember it by the time this review is over, trust me. But this is a really nice belt. I have been waiting for this belt so long. I missed out on the Matty Collector figure, so yeah, I kind of missed out on the original tag team belts, but I'm so glad Mattel reissued them. You can see the eagle at the top, the classic WWF logo, although it doesn't have the F on it. These are the tag team belts I grew up watching tag teams wrestle for. But really glad that they gave us this, and I'm just glad to have it in my hands finally. Like I said, he comes with two, although I don't think we'll ever get his tag team partner, which was the late Owen Hart. Unfortunately, yeah. Don't need to go into details there. If you're a wrestling fan, you know what the deal is there. But here we have Yokozuna, who is probably the hardest to find out of the Series 2 of the Hall of Fame figures because of the title belts. Now, it does come with some problems. He's the hardest one to find, so picking out one with good paint apps is going to be hard, and just to let you know, mine suffers greatly in that. Let's actually go into what I'm talking about. And the camera's not even straight. How about that? Okay. I'm pretty sure you can see all that black paint on his face. Unfortunately, this was the only Yokozuna I found, so I didn't have a choice in how much paint apps I'd have, but yeah, you can see that smudge underneath his eye on the nose. And then right there at his head, there's some red in his hair. So yeah, if you're only after the tag team belts like I am, you're going to have to settle for whatever you get, and there's some black marks on his ass. You can make whatever jokes you want there. But this is actually the first Yokozuna figure I have. I didn't miss out on his original release. I forgot what release it was in. I think it was like 18. But likeness, I think this one is much better likeness to Yokozuna than the original figure. I don't know, I think I like the red, but I prefer this face sculpt. It's just me. I do not like the way his thigh cut or his calf cuts are for the boot. I would have liked it if it was like Rusev's where it was down here, but anyway, let's move on to his articulation before I start rambling. He has a standard elite articulation. Well, not standard, I'll explain that later. He has a ball jointed head. He can look up really well, down pretty well, tilt his head side to side slightly. Head spins, could do a full 360, not hindered by his little ponytail, or his braid. Arms go to about that far out, do a full 360. He spins at the bicep, single jointed in the elbow, spins at the wrist, and is also hinged at the wrist. He has no ab crunch, but he does have this ball joint, which moves really far back, but not so far forward. And it also slightly spins side to side. I've never seen that on an elite figure, or any WWE figure to be exact, but that's an impressive joint, and it seems like he might have a waist swivel, but if he does, it's really limited due to the sumo strap going around his body. Legs go out really far, surprisingly, because I wasn't expecting that. They go forward, also pretty far forward, and then back. He spins at the thigh. These ginormous elephant-like thighs. He was just a big guy. He's double jointed in the knee, surprisingly, and you can see all that pain app that I was talking about. He spins at the shin, not the wrap, the shin, which bugs me a little. And he has a hinged ankle, which is really stiff. Oh, how I have missed the stiff joint on the WWE figures. And has rocker ankle, and you can see at the bottom, you can kind of see how the joint works. But that's Yokozuna for you. What I'm going to do now is get him posed for my final thoughts, then we'll wrap up this review. So here we have Yokozuna posed for my final thoughts, and if you finagle with his articulation, you can get him into a decent sumo pose. I mean, it does look like he's challenging someone to a sumo, and the earth shakes underneath his feet. No pun intended. And the lack of the downward movement on his ab crunch kind of does hinder that, but overall, he's still a really nice figure. I'm glad I picked him up, not only because I got the 2 tag team titles that I'm going to put on Animal and Hawk, but that's not important, but I did miss out on the first Yokozuna. This is a really nice substitute figure. I like the head sculpt on this one better. I might just look for the robe on the old one, or maybe just, try to get the old one cheap, but we'll see when I get there. I found Yokozuna at Target. The Hall of Fame series is a Target exclusive, so if you are looking for the Target exclusives, or the Hall of Fame series, it is a Target exclusive. You're not going to find these at Walmart, Kmart, Target, or not Target, Toys R Us. You're only going to find them at Target. I picked my Yokozuna up for $15. $15. He was on clearance, actually, and he was the only one on clearance, surprisingly, so I'm wondering maybe like one of the employees intentionally did that. I don't know. But if you can find Yokozuna and you need him in your collection, I highly recommend you do not pass on this figure, especially if you want the classic belts and you're not willing to shell out $50 for the original release for them. But I'm really glad with this purchase. I really like this Yokozuna figure. And this is King of Dragons 5000 saying thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. Take care, everyone.